So we will kick off with The Guardian, Josh.
Yeah, dismay as PM vows to max out UK fossil fuel reserves. So we knew this was coming. He announced it this morning, and critics of this policy are saying that this could have a wrecking ball through climate commitments, because it's not that individually it would make that much of a difference, but the idea is that we blinked first in the West.
Right.
We reached a little bit of pain,
yeah.
And suddenly we're like, oh, you know what, forget it all, it was a bad idea. And then the other Western countries would take note, and then also that would sort of go down the economic hill.
And do you feel that that's plausible, that America, for instance, might take our lead from that?
No, I think they've got a different economic policy, or they've gone much further. So I think a lot of they've invested a huge amount of money in the whole renewables thing. The only thing that I would say about this is that I wish that there was more confirmation about where the money was going to be going or where the profits were. And I would argue that to put it towards renewables or nuclear would make more sense, because then if that would lower the parts of the energy bills that we pay that go on these green taxes, then I think people could really get behind it. If you could see oh yeah, we're going to use this money now that's made to then help us out for the future, that makes sense to me anyway.
What do you think, Nick? I mean, they're obviously there's a sense that the government want to remain in power is the main issue, isn't it?
That's what I took from it. Yeah, it's a smart move in that sense. He's realised we might want to get elected, and these things are very unpopular. Net zero, I suspect, is very unpopular. People are starting to realise the cost of it. You know it's unpopular because even Tony Blair has piped up and said, hang on, guys, we're not sure about this climate thing. And he suggested that actually we have a minimal impact on climate compared to China, etc. And what we could actually do is contribute with our financial services to funding it in the developing world would be actually a better use of our resources.
And make some money.
Well, yeah, but if even Blair's saying that, I mean, I say even Blair, but he tends to know what's going to win elections.
Yes.
And I think people are realising this is very unpopular.
It is interesting, isn't it, how it's been spun, I suppose, is the obvious thing. We had people talking about the extent to which Sadiq Khan was forced into measures that have proved unpopular by Grant Shapps and so on, and everyone's trying to pass the buck about it. Nobody really wants to take ownership of it anymore. What was once a kind of like a flagship, like a knight in shining armour type policy is now being passed and has turned into a hot potato.
Imagine being forced into something by Grant Shapps. So
but also everybody trying to outdo each other.
Yes.
And that seemed to be the way that it was going. There's also an interesting article here, Farage, Coots offering to reopen my accounts. So this is like a sort of across-the-board win for him, really.
Yeah.
But he's saying, no, I wanted a full apology, and I want some money, and I want to meet you face-to-face. I go, oi, swear.
And not aiming for the truck.
Yeah, but by the way, I admired your article.
Thank you.
In spite about, I 100% agree with you. The way that comics in particular have sort of reacted just because they don't like...
And the left, generally.
Yeah,
I suppose I particularly register it when it's people...
Did you also
read
like
my
that?
article a few days before Simon. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Sure.